Hello guys, Brucex here, and welcome to this series named The Fury Bible. This is a complete guide for Fury Warrior DPS in Ascension Bronzebeard. For the first chapter, we're gonna start talking about the stats, gear, and weapons. These are the basics. If you get this wrong, everything else will feel wrong. With no more delay, let's get into it. First, you wanna cap your hit and expertise. Although expertise could work at a soft cap around 22 and higher, I would recommend properly capping it when you had the chance, because missing or getting parried here feels terrible in our rotation. It could break our rage flow and proc chaining. A tip here is you can take advantage of some ratio states if you lack expertise still. Some examples are orcs having the axe specialization, dwarves having mace specialization, and humans having mace and sword specialization. Once you're capped, you can prioritize strength first. After strength, you can go either crit rating or ARPing, and then just go attack power, and lastly haste. Haste being the easiest stat to skip, because too much haste can actually push you into rage starvation situations, especially when you are relying on Eric Strike Weaving and proc fishing. Personally, I want haste just when it's a big meaningful amount, like some procs on trinkets like Flame Artifact or Brooding Shadow Warforged, and other procs like T1 6 pieces set or even weapon procs, you will see. Now armor pen is a big one here, since in Bronzebeard you don't need to reach the 100 cap for it to be worth. ARPing here is modified to be linear, which means it stays useful even in smaller amounts. So don't be afraid to take ARPing pieces or enchants even if you are far from a full cap mindset. I know it could be hard for warriors to get access to raids at the beginning, so if you're just getting started, here is a Prebis list that contains accessible items like BOEs and mythic gear. You will need a bunch of gold for some of the BOEs, but it is what it is. Warrior relies heavily on his gear, so you really need to make an effort to stand out from the average warrior. Just try to start with the more affordable ones and then farm the gold or look for more mythic alternatives that fit you well. So starting from the headpiece, Lionheart is a BOE made by blacksmithing. This could be considered a beast at the moment, so good to invest here. Then we got insignia for the neck. This drops from Warboss Cetis, BOE as well. Then slam shoulders, easy one since this is mythic gear. Then Skender Pelt, BOE, drops from Warboss Kazakh, if I remember correctly. Then Breastplate of the Void, Warboss Sogotrop. For wrist, we got Sentinel Band Brace. You need to get Scenario Hall reputation to Exalted for this one. Then we got Dark Iron Gauntlets, BOE, made by blacksmithing. Girder of the Dawn, made by blacksmithing again, but this one must be cheap in the action hall. Titanic Leggings, made by blacksmithing. Another open world receipt, just like Lionheart, so this also might be an expensive one, but worth to invest. Boots, we look for the expertise one. This is mythic easy gear. Then for fingers, we got Warrior's Band. It's 600 gold from the ring vendors on the major cities, and gonna be upgradable in net phases, just like the Warforged. For the other ring, we look at the Timber Mount reputation one, and for the trinkets, we got Shadow High Claw. This is a Warforged. Could be considered Beast as well, cause the greatest stat plus massive active for single target. It can be found in a Murloc camp down the Stonewatch Keep in Red Ridge. The second trinket is a Winterspring quest chain reward, very good to start with. I'ma leave a link in the description to the quest chain. Then for ranked weapon, I will recommend Elffinel. This is Warboss from Sogot. And finally the weapons. Here you can just go for Blood Fist and Gargoyle Shredded Talons to start with, as they are mythic and easy to get. Also, any of the mythic gear I show with you must be available on its area difficulty at the Eric gear vendor in Major City. Although I recommend just going straight for the mythic piece, because you will then be able to upgrade them as you push your mythic plan. For the enchants, use the ones shown on screen. Most of these are crafted by professionals, but some others are from Suluru. For the head and leg, you use the same enchant, and here you can choose between Death Embrace and Water Smite, depending if you have your expertise capped or not. Then for the shoulders, you need to get to Exalted with Singularity Reputation and then go Yayambaisle and break 15 virtues that you will use to get the enchant you need. However, all of this could be purchased at Action Hub. Now once you start doing Molten Core raids, you will be able to get more gear, but also you may need to increase your fight resist for some bosses like Geddon or Ragnaros. Here you can swap some enchants like the Cloak one or the Boot one, in order to get a bit more fire damage reduction. To give you a better reference, the current gear and running is my best combination for an Ascended Ragnaros fight. As you may notice, all the changes I did were in order to get to the 95 resist, while min-maxing my offensive remaining stats. Finally, we got to the weapons, the part everyone was asking about and the main reason I'm reworking this guide. So after the Glutton nerf, there's been a lot of uncertainty. The weapons I'm using the most are Imperial Demolisher and Gargoyle Shredder. I got some extra value from this combo since free 3 expertise on main hand for being human, but there are multiple competitive choices. I tested a wide pool of combinations one by one, and here are the setups that consistently make sense. For combo number 1, we just talked about this, is the ED plus Gargoyle. You get a huge haste proc with ED. This has like a 60 average uptime in percentage. And the bleed damage from Gargoyle is still doing about 6% of your over damage. Plus you know the expertise giving as you are a dwarf or a human. If you cannot afford ED, try with Iron Foe instead. It might be slightly worse, but there's still a good chance on hit. For combo number 2, we got Bloodfist plus Gargoyle. This is an easy to get option, it was shown on the Prebis. Bloodfist is being like the direct replacement of Glutton. It's not as good as Glutton was pre-nerf, mainly because Bloodfist proc is super random, being a strike damage, not a bleeding. But it can go up very well on cleaving belts, since it multiplies your chance on hit. It's doing around 2 to 4 overall damage. And this combo is a free 5 expertise in orcs in both weapons, so OP. Now for the third combo, we got the Soul Group Fistcraft. This is like the safest choice all around, as this is good for single target, for AoE as well, even for Mythic Plus. And you know you don't suffer any bleed damage reduction that some Molten Core bosses have. Also, being fist weapons again, 5 free expertise for orcs. And lastly we got to the cheese combo. For this one you can pick either Shanker plus Gargoyle or Skender Right Hand plus Gargoyle. This can be the best single target DPS weapons combos at the moment, but they just work in very specific scenarios, like Geddon or Ragnarok fight, and even in Mythic and Ascended difficulties. The thing is, in these fights you will be receiving a lot of incoming damage, meaning more rage to you and less chance to rage starving, making you able to just spam the Heroic Strike button while proccing Ambidex like crazy. This is why we go quick main hand plus slow offhand, being the quick main hand the trigger of Ambidex effect, while this effect will increase just by having a good offhand weapon damage. It's a bit harder to play though, cause if you mismanage your rage, you're griefing yourself, so use it only if you understand the rotation and your rage window. If you want the full weapons breakdown, including the logic, the testing notes, and why each combo performs the way it does, I made a detailed document. I could share the PDF with you, let me know in the comments or private message me at my Discord account. Alright, That's it for chapter 1. In coming chapters we'll cover talents, mystic enchants, rotation, and more. See you on the next one. Stay tuned.